Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am Monique Denton. I am your host of Sis Table Talk, also the founder of Embrace Your Cake LLC and the Sisters Inspire Sisters Network. Listen, I am super excited. This is a special edition. We are talking about unfinished business, and I am the secret sauce. I am here with the powerful, phenomenal, dynamic co-authors and contributors of this wonderful book. We are in the midst of our Amazon #1 bestseller campaign. We have already claimed that we are hitting #1 on the Amazon bestseller list. Matter of fact, we're going to check the numbers and put it in the comments. I want to thank these wonderful, powerful women who are also my sisters. We work really closely together, who have some dynamic stories, resources, and tips for you on entrepreneurship, just motivation and inspiration. And I want to start off with Danielle. And Danielle, if you can tell us what is your unfinished business and what is your secret sauce?
Hello, my name is Danielle Bryan, and I am the CEO of Multiple Streams Queen. I would say my unfinished business is why I am reaching back and helping others is also prioritizing my self care and my mental health to be a better entrepreneur. And I would say my secret sauce is walking by faith and being obedient and knowing that abundance, wealth, and prosperity is mine.
Wow, I love that. Thank you, Danielle. And now, Brianna, what is your unfinished business and what is your secret sauce?
I'm Brianna Cole, CEO of Cole Crew Customs. My unfinished business is putting myself as a priority. My secret sauce is being able to multitask and take on a lot of different hats. I know sometimes that puts me on the back burner, so that's why I'm prioritizing me.
Wow, love that. Prioritizing me. And Crystal, what is your
Hi.
unfinished business?
Okay. Hi, everybody. I am Crystal Wilder. I am the CEO of Evolve Unlimited Solutions. And for me, my my secret sauce is my ability to love, my tenacity, and me just being okay with being unapologetically imperfectly perfect. The unfinished business that I have is because of those three things that I mentioned, my secret sauce. I decided I'm no longer living without walking in purpose. And so at this point, I'm doing it boldly, I'm doing it confidently. It's about time. And I love that I don't have to be perfect. I can be imperfectly perfect and walk boldly in my purpose. Yeah,
Love
Wow.
it.
And unapologetically. Darshay,
absolutely.
what is your secret sauce and your unfinished business?
Hi, I'm Darshay Bellamy Ogumala. I am the owner of Need Consulting and the new president of the 12 Tribes of Judah. And my secret sauce is being able to capture businesses, individuals, and churches' visions and put that into sorry my sorry about that. So my secret sauce is being able to bring businesses, churches, and individuals' visions to life. And I call myself, well, no, God has blessed me to be a visionary, and that way, and because of that, I can see what someone is talking to me about and telling me about, and bring that, give them solutions to bring that into existence. And the reason in my unfinished business is I'm in the process now, actively coming from behind the curtain and coming to the forefront, because I have something to say, and everything that I do for others, I'm now pouring into myself to do for myself.
Wow, thank you, Darshay. So
Hmm.
I have read the chapters, I have read the stories, and I know that it is always good to be humble. But let me tell you, the sisters on this broadcast have had some amazing accomplishments. We're not going to talk about multiple six-figure earners. We're not going to even talk about the income. Okay. We're not going to talk about all of the accomplishments. I'm not going to spill all the tea because you have to get the book and read the chapters. But let me
Yeah.
just go back to Danielle. Danielle, tell us a little bit about your journey.
Oh, wow. So I went from being an ER travel nurse for a little over 12 years to being a full-time entrepreneur the last 2.5 years. And it has been a journey. It has been a lot of ups and downs and trials and tribulations, but I have learned, I have grown, and I'm still here to tell the story.
Wow, I love it. And we didn't now ER travel nurse, and I believe that that was also during the COVID pandemic. So
Yes.
yes, thank you for everything that you've done. And when I say you have to pick up the book and read these stories, you have got to read these stories. Now, Brianna, tell us a little bit about your journey of how you got to the place where you are today, realizing that, you know what, I have some unfinished business and I know I'm the secret sauce.
My journey actually started as a teenager. I was a teenage mother not once, but twice. And then later on, I decided to become a nurse. And then I got married and had more children. So, pretty much all of my life, I've been taking care of other people. And I always had the desire to do more for myself. And then one day I realized I had a hobby that would bring profit in, and I decided to go with it. And it felt good to actually do something for myself, and that's where I'm at now. Is
Wow,
running
thank
my
you so
business for
much.
me.
And I said I wasn't going to spill all the tea. I'm not. I'm just going to spill some of the tea because, Crystal, I know that you have also helped entrepreneurs make six figures. Tell us about your journey.
um, wow. So being on this project, I gotta say this, Mo. Like being on this project is amazing because not only do I draw and pull strength from all these ladies, the co-authors, but it just shows me that even in my journey, seemingly it's something that I'm doing alone, but it's really not. We all have similar, like there's so many things that we have more in common than we don't. And so for me, and that is also part of my journey. Like I have, if I told it all, so many people, even people who witnessed me during the times that I was going through, would never believe. But I actually realized I am actually spending my entire life giving it away. And what really made me unsettled, being in corporate America, being in management, seeing the disparity, how people are treated, and every day you get up and you're working to help someone else's dream become reality or be maintained. And I saw the overall quality of life that those employees were living, including myself. And I just had a something in me made me want to be free, but I wasn't necessarily there. And I had to go through a little bit more. And in that time, my voice was being silenced more and more. And somehow I had to break out of that. And when I did, I realized all the things that I had been through, like none of it was for naught. All of it had purpose. And all of those things, it wasn't just for me alone. I needed to take the things that I learned along the way, the strength, the tenacity, the love, all of that, and share it. And so what I did, what helped me get past that hump, was I actually looked in the midst of a major storm. I helped 6 people become six-figure earners while I was actually in a situation where I was being reminded that I couldn't do anything. But I did that in the midst of a storm. And if I can do that in the midst of a storm, what else can I do for others? And so, in that, I'm boldly refusing to not walk in my purpose. And I'm going to do it unapologetically, yeah, my way. And that's just kind of where I am and how I got here today.
So, we just look. I'm looking for a mic to drop right now. Let me just find something. Okay, let me find something. I gotta look. This is the reason that you have to pick up this book. There are so many nuggets, so many gems. When I tell you we have some superstars and powerhouses, I can go on and on and on. But Darche, tell us about your journey.
So my journey to entrepreneur, I've always been the person, the go-to person, the fix-it person. Everybody call me, oh, call Darche, she'll fix it, or whatever it is, she'll fix it, because I love to learn. So through my journey, I've always learned anything that piqued my interest, anything someone's talking about that they need help and they can't find the answer, I'll go research it. And that by doing that, that helped me have such a vast background in many areas. But I love helping others. And I learned that through what I saw in my home, because I come from generations of entrepreneurs. My great grandparents, both my great grandparents, my grandparents on both sides, and my mom and dad were all entrepreneurs. So it was always in me, but I was like, no, because you love doing your job, you love being who you are. So like most people in their journey of entrepreneurship, they don't like their job, right? They're ready to leave. But for me, I learned that I love my job and it's okay for me to do my job and go on and continue doing what God has instilled in me, which is still helping people, helping at-risk youth, teaching them, educating them, because I feel that if it's up here, nobody can take that from you. When we're in a recession, guess what? What's up here, that's still going to take you through, right? So through my journey, I just love educating myself and educating others to get to their true purpose, regardless what obstacles you go through. Because, going through a whole bunch of grief myself in the process through the years, it pushed me towards my purpose.
Wow. And Darche, tell us a little bit about the 12 tribes of Judah.
So the 12 Tribes of Judah is a nonprofit organization that's catered to youth in at-risk areas. And what we do is anything from feeding the youth in like in at-risk areas and neighborhoods and things like that. We also educate them, do Bible study, and the future goal of the 12 Tribes of Judah is we're in the process of creating a transitional home for foster kids, transition out of foster care who do not have homes or families to go to, and to have those different resources right on campus where they'll be staying, and building them and educating them so they can go forward in their purpose.
Wow. Thank you so much. That is amazing. So, Danielle, I know that you talked about your journey, but I know that there was a point in your business and in your entrepreneurship where you had to make a pivot. And you had to make a pivot. You had to pivot at a time where you were really at a high point in your business and kind of do a refresh, a restart without telling it all, okay? Because we want everyone to read this chapter. But this story is amazing, just how you had to kind of start over. But can you just tell us a little bit about that journey and how you recovered and what happens, what entrepreneurs should do when they have to pivot?
Yes, absolutely. So, along my journey and starting my business, things were great. They were amazing. Like God was literally blowing my mind, and in the midst of it, I had a partner, somebody that was a really good friend of mine, and God told me to separate myself from them. We were business partners. We were doing great. Like financially, the business was. You know, uh, we were doing amazing. And in the middle of it, God is like, I need you to separate from her. And I was like, what? Someone that was my sister, my best friend, we're in this business and we're doing amazing. Without telling it all, let's just say I was obedient, maybe a little too late, but I was obedient. But in the midst of that, why I say I prioritize my mental health and my self-care is because I almost lost it all. you know, because as far as God had taken me, the connections and the relationships that God had allowed me to form, and in the middle of this, I knew that I would have been okay walking away, but mentally it was hard. It was like a breakup, it was like a divorce, separating from this person, and it almost took me out. It almost took me out, and it took me months to get myself together, but I wanted to quit. I didn't want to do business anymore. I was like, I'm just going to go back and be a nurse and not worry about it. And God said, no, we're going to keep going. And God gave me the strength to get back up and to continue to help other people. And because I know that my blessings are tied to me serving other people, right? Doing what God told me to do. And so you have to get the book to get the whole story. I don't want to give too much of it, but let's just say God is not going to take you anywhere where God will not protect you. Okay. No weapon that is formed against you shall prosper. Let's just say that. And whatever you're supposed to be doing, even when it gets hard, keep your faith, hold on to your faith and keep going. And I promise you, whatever is on the other side will be so worth it.
Amen.
Wow. Thank you so much. Somebody needs to put hashtag no weapons in the chat. Hashtag no weapons. I read something on social media recently that said, may each weapon formed against me be met with another weapon. Okay, so we are saying hashtag no weapons. Brianna, you talked about your journey. You talked about becoming a mother, being a teenage parent, and you talked a lot about always doing things for other people, right? Mm-hmm. Always putting other people first and not really putting Brianna first. And what excites me about your journey is that you are at a place like most women, not alone. This is what we do. We're mothers, we're wives, we are, doctors, lawyers, psychiatrists, nurses, what you name it, we wear that hat. But how were you able to really get to where you are today? Because not only did you become an entrepreneur, you became an author. And this is just the beginning of all the things that you're going to do for you, but that's also going to be rewarding to your entire family.
Well, first I had to stop putting limitations on what God could do. Sometimes we feel like we have a lot going on and we can't take on more, but you're not alone when you take on more. You have God with you. So I had to actually just first realize what I was worth and what I was capable of doing and stop putting limitations on God and even on myself. I'm strong. I'm able to take care of people. I was able to make it through school and stuff like that. I could do anything that I put my mind to do. And once I was able to get my business license and celebrate the milestones that I was able to achieve in my business, and then everything started laying out in place for me.
And I believe you also share information about business credit.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we're not gonna say nothing. Look, y'all want that information, y'all better get the book. Like, yeah, y'all give away all the tea. But I do know you share information about that as well, and that was another milestone for business.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to get back to Crystal because Crystal spoke so eloquently, but I want to know how you, and when you get into full-time entrepreneurship, first of all, you help 6 entrepreneurs hit 6 figures, okay, within a certain amount of time. And although we talk about entrepreneurship and we want to take that leap, we want to take that jump, it is not easy because still we're looking for financial stability. How did you overcome the fear in the midst of whichever storms you were going through and say, you know what, this is it. I'm working for Crystal and for Crystal only?
It's simple put, believe it or not. I just decided to bet on me. I actually sometimes you can find yourself in a place where it forces you to really look at everything. And when I tell you I did soul searching, I did. And the beauty in that is what helped me even with the chapter without giving the tea. But I realized I had so much that God had given me through the things that I have endured. And it just showed me how not only did I need to see what God did for me, but that I needed to give it away. And it helped me be more clear about my calling and my purpose. And I decided to bet on me because the alternative, I'm never going to live that again. I refuse to not walk in my purpose. So my tenacity that I'm not playing. I smile, I'm smart, I can do a lot of things. And I'm just not going to not walk in purpose. There are people who need to hear what I have to say. And I'm actually going to enjoy this journey too. I'm going to enjoy watching and seeing what God do with whatever I'm able and whatever I do and how I give to other people. I'm just not stopping.
Thank you. And one of the things that resonates, and if our audience, I don't know if you noticed, but one of the things that resonates is one, being obedient, to understanding and listening that when God says it's your time and it's time for you to step up to the plate, it's time for you to step up to the plate. When it's time for you to put yourself first and be unselfishly selfish, right? I call it unselfishly selfish. And Darche, you didn't talk about it. And again, I see, goodness, I got all the inside scoop. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to give it all away. But there is also something that you talk about in your chapter, and you've gone through twice. You had 2 health scares, and through it all, you continue. And Darche, you show up. Okay, you show up. I have seen you. I met you at the Faith Figures Conference last year. We've been connected ever since. You show up. How have you been able to continue to do all of the things that you're doing and to pour into others and to serve with all of the things that you've been through?
My faith. And as of last year, it was 3 times I've overcame that same medical scare 3 times. But it's my faith in Christ. It's my will to continue to go on. It's my love for helping others, and especially our youth. And it's just who I've always been. Like, you know how sometimes, just the way you grew up, it just pours into you. You don't know why you're doing all these things. You don't know why you're out in the community. You don't know why you're at school. You don't know why you're in the church. But I do know that everything from birth to now, it was for purpose. And one thing I've been saying for myself this year is to be intentional and purposeful. Because and to be in alignment with Christ. Because if you do that, regardless what the doctors say, regardless what your naysayers say, right? Regardless of anything, you will be able to do anything you put your mind to.
Wow, thank you so much. So I want to ask everyone if you can please give our audience a tip on entrepreneurship and also leave them with something motivational. So Danielle, starting with you, what would your tips be for entrepreneurship? And then also, what's your motivational tip for our audience?
My tips would be, don't share God's vision for your life and your calling with small-minded people or people who haven't done or gone where you are meant to go and do what you were meant to do.
Wait. We gotta snap. Wait. Don't share with small-minded people. Okay. All right, go ahead, Danielle.
So that, because people will talk you out of what you're supposed to be doing out of fear because they haven't walked in their calling and their purpose because somebody told them that they couldn't and they believed it. And so they will try to talk you out what you are wanting to do and what God told you to do. And many times I find God only need us to be obedient and to take action, right? It's going to get done whether we do it or not, right? So if we just sit on it, God is going to just give the vision to somebody else, and whatever God wants to happen is going to happen. So it's up to you to just be obedient and to do it, or to just sit on it and you live your life with woulda, coulda, shoulda. So that one, and then definitely understand and know that it's okay to not be okay. I feel like in our community, we don't know how to not be okay, and we don't know how to voice that and ask for help, right? It is okay to get a counselor and sit on somebody's couch and talk to them about your problems and your issues. That will help you be just a much better person, a much better mother, spouse, and entrepreneur. It is okay to not be okay. Get help. There are people out there for you. So prioritizing your mental health.
Wow, that is really, really good. And thank you so much. And thank you for sharing that, because even from the beginning, you talked about mental health. And as women, as leaders, and as entrepreneurs, that's not always something that we put at the forefront. And I think that, like you say, if it's something that we do take into consideration and put in the forefront and make a priority, it will help us. It'll only help us grow, or both personally and professionally. So, Brianna, what would your tips be?
First tip I would give is to celebrate your wins. It doesn't matter how big or small they are. If you made an accomplishment, it's worth celebrating. And the other would be to stop comparing yourself to others.
That's good. That's good. Crystal, what would your tips be?
Okay, so my tip, so Danielle, hey, we got something else in common. Be wise in who you share, who you choose to share your vision with entrepreneurship. And then the other is motivational. I challenge you to think about a really difficult time in your life. And then I ask you to ponder on how did you overcome that? And then lastly, what I want you to do once you figure that part out, think about how you can use that, how you overcame it, and apply that to what you can use that to help you in your business. Because again, nothing happens without giving us an opportunity to learn and grow. So don't think that your past is a reason why you can't. Your past is the main reason why you can.
Awesome.
Did y'all hear that? Your past is the main reason why you can, not why you can't, but the main reason why you can. Take those lessons learned and use those lessons. Jarshay, what tips do you have for us?
One tip that I would give to others, and I'm actively doing it now, is do it while scared. Do it when it's uncomfortable. You know, even when you feel yourself self-sabotaging, make sure you hit that deadline and complete and follow through.
Well, that is really good. So listen, I want to thank everyone. I want to thank our Amazon #1 best-selling authors for
Come
showing
on.
up today. Listen, you ladies are phenomenal, but it's not over yet. I just want to also thank the visionary for this project. I want to thank Coach Brooks for her vision, for her mentorship, for her leadership, and everything that she's done to put together such a wonderful project that's going to have education, resources, stories, and motivation. But you ladies are phenomenal. How can we, because we don't want to just read the chapter, we want to stay connected. Okay, how can we stay connected to you? Danielle, how can we reach you? Where can we find you on social media?
So I am all over social media as the Multiple Streams Queen, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can stay connected with me on any of those social media platforms. Friend me. I would love to be your friend. I would love for you to tell me what you thought about our book, because I know you're going to love it.
Wow, thank you. And Brianna?
I'm able to be found on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, all Brianna L. Cole. I would love to connect with y'all and learn what you took away from my chapter.
Thank you. Crystal?
Okay, awesome. I can be found on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I am Crystal Wilder _, and I can be found on YouTube. I am Crystal Wilder, and I too would love for you to friend me, follow me, and share with me what you thought about my chapter.
Wow, thank you. And Darche?
Yes, I'm on Facebook at Darche E. Bellamy Ogumala. And I'm on Instagram at D as in Delta, E, B as in Bravo, ELL80. And that's where you'll find me on Instagram. And I would love to connect with you as well. And also let me know how my chapter inspired you, or if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.
Listen, everyone, you heard it. Okay, you heard it. You got the scoop here. You got a little bit of tea. You didn't get the whole cup. You need to get the whole cup and get the book. Unfinished Business. I Am the Secret Sauce. Amazon #1 bestseller. We have some amazing powerhouse authors. We are going to put everyone's contact information in the chat. We're going to put the link to where you can purchase the book in the chat. We'd love for you to stay connected with all of the authors. And we're looking forward to hearing some feedback. And we want to know, what is your secret sauce? Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again on the next Sis Table Talk. Have a great weekend, everyone. Good night.